Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today I think we got a pretty sweet one for you, the MegaPi case from RetroFlag. So finally we can set up our own Sega Genesis Mega Drive Mini using a Raspberry Pi with a quality case, because there's not really been any options as far as Sega Genesis cases go. We could use that little hub and kind of tear it apart and mutilate it to fit something in there, and you can get some good results with that. But those cases started selling for a lot of money. They were fairly small. They looked okay, but they were not RetroFlag quality. These guys have done the NES Pi case, the Super Nintendo Pi case, the Super Famicom Pi case, and they all have been pretty sweet. Working power and reset safe with their script. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. Functional power and reset buttons. Functional LED power indicator, safe shutdown, safe reset, like I said, with their script. So the box just tells you what it comes with. It's a case in the box, MegaPi case, right? I mean, what else is it going to tell you? Compatible with Raspberry Pi 3B+, 3B, 2B, and the B+. So that's a good thing to have confirmation it works with all those, because the listing, when I initially looked at it, it just said Raspberry Pi 3B+, didn't say anything else. So at least that is clear now. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and take a look. There is a matching Sega Genesis controller, Sega Genesis style controller that they've put out alongside this. I ordered mine. It seems like it's lost in shipping somewhere, so we'll probably have to wait and do a follow-up with that. I've been hearing kind of mixed things with that controller. Some people are really digging it, some people aren't. The Super Nintendo ones they made are top-notch, so I'm really hopeful that the Sega version they put out is going to be pretty good as well. We'll find out. I'll update you guys on that as soon as I get mine. Get a little instruction page. Comes with a screwdriver and the screws, everything you need to put this together. Tells you where the cables go on the GPIO, so that's a good thing. We'll take a look at that in a second when we put this together. Let's go ahead and take a look at this this bad boy. The quality on their other cases have been top-notch, and this one, to me, is probably their best case ever. I'm not even lying. This is freaking awesome looking. You got that gold metallic paint over the 16-bit raised logo right there. The shiny plastic, the frosted plastic. It really looks like a little Sega Genesis, and I think that is freaking awesome. 2 USB ports on the front. We do have our power button, our reset button, very reminiscent of an actual Sega Genesis or Mega Drive console. Right here, the volume slider. I think this is a really awesome touch. It doesn't do anything with volume, obviously, but it does say eject right there. So what it does is it props this little piece open so you could store micro SD cards in there. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, nice little touch. They didn't have to add that. Here's the back. You have access to your 3.5 millimeter audio jack, HDMI, and power. We'll have to go ahead and open this up and see what else here. This guy opens up. I'm not 100% what access is for there. Maybe the Ethernet, possibly. We'll find out. Ethernet, you guys know. I can't say things properly. But there's the bottom, plenty of ventilation, pretty nice stuff. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. So there's all of our mechanisms for the power, the reset, the spring for the little trap door there, RetroFlag logo in there. Pretty nice. There's no like flash or any leftover plastic on everything. The molding is like really well done. There's some really nice quality to this. Here's our LED, our RetroFlag board. You do have your positive and negative to add a fan if you so choose. Here's our little thing of goodies, our 2 USBs that we'll be plugging in, our port for the our plug for the GPIO, and then here is our power connected to the main board. So let's go ahead and take a look. Get a nice little screwdriver, not one of those little tiny ones, man. I'm glad these guys are starting to put some decent, this is a little stubby screwdriver, but it seems like you get a nice grip on there and get this thing going. So let's get all the screws out and get this Raspberry Pi 3 B Plus in there and see how everything looks. So it looks like, how is this going in? So it's going this way actually. So okay, go ahead and plug these in. Let's see, where does this plug into? So our GPIO is going to plug in into the GPIO on the end here, toward the little ribbon cable connector opposite of our USBs. So let's do that. So that's plugged in. If you wanted, you could pop in a fan, plug it in. You don't need to screw the fan down. Looks like it has the little latches so it locks into place. Let's go ahead and, I'm just kind of blindly doing this, but it seems like everything's good. Let's see here. So it's showing the only screws we're going to screw in are going to be right here. Okay. PB2. So the two black screws will go in here, and then the rest of the silver ones will be for the putting the case together. So very, very interesting orientation of this thing. I mean, it seems like it's going to work, so no biggie there. Let's go ahead and pop this guy on. Let me see, what is, I'm not sure. Let's take a look. So that access is for the that's going to be this little compartment at the bottom is for your other two USBs and your Ethernet port. So very interesting. You got access to that there. We'll go ahead and leave that off. It looks like it screws in from there. And let me see. It looks like this piece does come off if you need to access that. So you can go ahead and remove that if you need to run any kind of cable through there for those ports. But let's go ahead and get this together. Make sure we're not screwing anything up here. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to screw in to get this case together. You got to have that compartment opened up in order to get that one in. So there we go. Everything puts together. It feels really solid. The quality is nice, man. Like really good. I'm going to test this out in a second to see if the power and reset functions just fine. But yeah, we have it off. The one thing you do got to kind of make sure is that you don't move that when you're putting it back together, because you don't want the board and whatnot to not make connection. Pretty good stuff. So the big question, our micro SD card, I believe. Yeah, so that little spot comes open. Oh, that's nice. It is spring loaded, so that's cool. And we can put our micro SD card in there. Let's go ahead and test that out and see if it's easily inserted and removed. Hopefully it doesn't like just fall in the case and have to take it apart, but inserts very easily. Yeah, you're given a little bit of space to pull it out. Kind of need to have a nail. If you don't have a fingernail, this might be a little difficult to get. I don't know how well you can see that, but you know, micro SD cards typically have that little you know, raised lip on the end of them. That way you can pull them out, and that lip goes all the way to the edge of the plastic. So you really got to you got to scratch at it to get it out. The other thing I'm noticing is if you're just blindly trying to put it in there and you slip and slide it through here, it will go into the case and you will have to take that apart. So definitely pay attention to that. You know, having the 2 ports on the front, I'm fine with that. I prefer it that way, you know, just having two slots there. It's nice that we still have access to the others via this side. If you really need to use them, like I could see you could put like a, I like to use a wireless keyboard, like a little keyboard or whatever. I could see putting the dongle in there and this closing up and it being just fine. So that is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, install the script off camera and just test it out and give you guys my final impressions. They do give you the GitHub location there. That way you can get the actual script and instructions on how to install it. So very nice. Everything they include here explains everything nicely. Really digging this case. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in and check it out. So guys, I'm really happy to have this case. I think this is the best work yet from these guys. The reset and the power switch works excellent. No issues with that once you install the script. If you don't install the script, it's not going to be safe. It's just going to cut the power. That's not really something you want to do. You could corrupt your micro SD card over time. So definitely recommend installing that script. Once that's done, everything functions safely. There are no issues. I'm really digging this. We have our own Sega Genesis Mini that looks quality. So many people are opting for, these RetroFlag cases with a Raspberry Pi, and they're making their own classic consoles, which I'm a big fan of that. You guys know I'm big on all options to play these games, and I love the Raspberry Pi as it really got me back into retro gaming, and it's doing the same for a lot of people. So I think these RetroFlag cases are really awesome. They've come a long way with the quality of the work they're doing, and I think this one is really legit. So hey, grab one if you want. Link will be in the description. You know these guys are going to be hot. Everybody's going to be over these things, all over them, because we finally have a quality Sega Genesis controller. So thanks for spending some time with me, taking a look at this, getting my thoughts on it. Really do appreciate every single one of you guys. Smash that like button. Make sweet love to that notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. What are you waiting for? And with that said, guys, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom!